Welcome back to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down the top 3 things in Jedi Survivor. Number 3, the War Crime Trooper.
How do you like the smell of flame?
Number 2, gardening.
I didn't bring my shovel, Commander.
And at number 1, Night Sister Marin. If she was the Temple Run guy, I'd be like the monkey, always in pursuit.
Oh, that creepy stuff, okay?
But wait guys, do you want free Force XP? Then be sure to like the video for free Force XP. The rumors are true. I'm retarded. I bought this game and now my PC is a Jedi Survivor. There are actually 2 challenges in this video. The first is, can I beat Star Wars Jedi Survivor without a lightsaber? The second is, can you revive a dead channel after 3 years? Both these questions will be answered in time. Now the rules of the playthrough are pretty simple. Cal is not allowed to use his lightsaber for any purpose, including cutting through stormtroopers or obstacles, blocking blaster fire, or quick time events. Now that being said, the auto block feature while sprinting is still allowed, because if I have to walk through this game, I'll walk off a cliff in real life. I'm also playing on story mode, yes story mode, for the sake of time, because there's one fight that has a Geico halftime report, and playing on a higher difficulty would be unbearable. Now there are 5 main tools I use to advance through the game, and I'll reveal each one as it comes up. The first one should be pretty obvious though.
The Force?
Yes, sir.
More specifically, brute force. Because Cal really woke up and chose violence. Bro was on a quest to make Omni-Man look soft. Bro said, well, there's no more Jedi Order, might as well join the Shinigami Order. Which is just crazy to me because Calvin is such a laid back and cool dude, especially when he's had a few drinks. Cal has force push, pull, slow, and confuse unlocked from the jump, which is a far cry from the start of Jedi Fallen Order. We can use these abilities as a crutch to get us through most situations with low level enemies. I see a cliff for a long drop, bro, I got a devious grin.
Hey guys, I'm in New York City just hanging out.
And halfway through the game, when you're starting to get a little tired of recreating the Kratos meme, there's one more fun little thing we unlock. The first scene opens with Cal in custody, which is not surprising considering the atrocities this man has committed on the dance floor, but he's being taken to see the senator, and here we already run into an issue. Cal breaks free of his cuffs, and the game wants to give you a tutorial on how to swing your lightsaber. At first I tried mashing buttons to roll away like I did in Jedi Fallen Order, but unfortunately Cal is locked into this animation. Fortunately, there's a very simple fix to this issue. Go into the options and turn off tutorials. Now the lightsaber use is effectively contained within a cutscene. After escaping the troopers, we have to escape Coruscant, and we find out our captors were rebels in disguise. I'm not going to introduce most of them because they're going to die at 5:13 in the video. But one man doesn't die, and that's Bode. Bode Akuna is literally the type of dude that looks like he was made in a lab to beat Chris Bumstead on the Olympia stage. He says he joined the rebellion to protect his daughter, but I think he was just mispronouncing Diana Ball.
Today we're going to be talking about the amount of muscle growth that 100 milligrams of Dianabol showed to produce.
With the introduction of Bode comes the second tool used in beating this challenge, which is the ally mechanic. In some segments of the game, Cal will have an ally that he can command during combat, and Bode is the first ally you get. His special move is to cosplay as Iron Man fighting Thanos, and for him, every day is Comic-Con. Making our way through Coruscant, we eventually reach a platforming segment where we have to cut and use a rope, one of the deadly sins of this run. Obviously we can't cut this rope, and this segment leads to the grappling hook, which can't be skipped because of its importance in getting through the rest of the game. There is a door at the end of the segment, but it only opens from one side. Luckily, there is a way to get through this door, and the answer lies within the glitches and tricks found by the speedrunning community. Welcome back to Speedrunning with Stormtrooper, where I show you the best strategies for speedrunning Jedi Survivor. Today, we are going to be learning about buffering. If you press F11 in-game, you can switch between windowed and full screen. This action creates some lag in-game, and if you buffer at the right moment, you can actually clip through walls. This can be used to get us through the door. This has been Speedrunning with Stormtrooper. Speedrunning glitches are the third tool used in the run. This challenge would not have been possible without speedrunning tech, and it's used a few more times throughout the video. I learned all these tricks from a great video made by Saint Million, Link is in the description. There's a security droid guarding the grappling hook, but even solid metal is no match for Bode's size 12 Tims. Cal and Bode meet up with the rest of the rebels, where they barge into the Senator's chamber and catch him standing in the funniest stance. But when they exit the chamber, they get jumped by the Ninth Sister and most of them get clapped, which awakens Cal's Resident Evil.
Tripping, bro.
So the Ninth Sister is another huge issue on Coruscant. After more platforming and fighting, she shows up as a boss, and at this point, there's no obvious way to get past her. Any force ability used against her is blocked by her sheer ugliness, and Bode is sadly not with you for this fight. There is a speedrunning skip that can be used to bypass her, but full honesty, at this point, I hadn't yet figured out how to pull it off. For now, just pick this part up and remember it for later. So Cal and Bode make it off the planet, but get split up in the process. Cal's ship also gets damaged, and he makes the decision to get the ship repaired on Koboh, which is the main open world area of the game and my GPU's final boss.
Bruh, they really ported in the floor from The Hobbit 2003.
On Koboh, people are just living in the moment, not a cell phone in sight. That's because if they let their guard down for a moment, their entire family, treasured possessions, and liver will be stolen and sold on the black market by the Bedlam Raiders, the schoolyard bullies that control most of Koboh. Before we go far at all on Koboh though, we come across another platforming section and lo and behold, the game's hardest boss, Rope, is back. In this segment, Cal is supposed to cut the rope and use it to swing across this gap. There's only one way to bypass this, and that's to literally turn yourself into an Angry Bird. Today we are going to be looking at Giga Jumps, an inconsistent glitch that launches Cal into the sky. To do this, you need to turn on slow mode in the accessibility settings and set it to 30%. Then find some climbable vines or grates, face towards them and perform a force push, jump, turn slow mode on, buffer twice, and turn slow mode off, all within a second of each other. And if done correctly, you will fly into the air. This can be used to skip the entire first portion of Koboh. This has been Speedrunning with Stormtrooper. When Cal finally arrives in town, he finds a frog getting absolutely mogged by a group of the raiders, which is weird because a frog liver probably isn't that valuable compared to a human liver. Regardless, Cal decides to protect this frog from kidney failure and uncontrolled bleeding secondary to liver removal, and we are thrust into a fight against a raider with a comically large fork. We can actually use this fork against him by letting him hit us with it, because every so often, being hit will trigger a quick time event where Cal breakdances and deals a bit of damage. Spamming the QTE along with force pushing him into a wall makes it easy to put the raider on a t-shirt. Cal meets up with his old friend, Deez, who says there's a gyro module in the basement of a saloon that he needs to fix the ship. In the basement, Cal meets a droid from the olden days who tells him about Tanalorr, a magical country that used to be like the Cash App compound for Jedis.
Smack dab in the middle of the wall, hits right in the face as soon as you walk in.
And Cal realizes this might be a great place for refugees of the Empire to survive.
Survivors.
But the key to Tanalorr is hidden in the forest, and we're sent on a glorified fetch quest. Getting through the forest array is fairly simple. We have to buffer through the aforementioned vines and make our way through lots of platforming and puzzles. And at the end of the forest is a man who looks like he tried to get with the Hello Kitty girl. This is Agora, a Jedi from the time of the High Republic, and the effects of the Hello Kitty girl on his body were immense, altering his skin pigmentation and even removing his arm. Cal frees him, but the Hello Kitty PTSD remains inside Dagon and awakens his Resident Evil. Agora, more like memory foam mattress the way he left me with 10 out of 10 chronic back pain. To explain how I eventually beat this guy, we actually have to discuss Cal's lightsaber abilities. So Jedi Survivor introduces lightsaber stances, which are an in-depth counterpart to the lightsaber upgrades in Fallen Order. Each stance has its own skill tree with special abilities, which are funny to me because they literally just look like they're stolen from the abilities in the old Spider-Man 2 game. Now, our playstyle is no lightsaber at all, so 99% of these abilities are irrelevant. But there is one ability I found in the double-bladed skill tree called Repulsing Burst, which is the 4th tool in the arsenal.
My brother in the Force, please don't do this. There are literally like 3 of us left.
I am superior.
Stop the Cal.
placed a picture of Spider-Man 2099 because, well, first, because Across the Spider-Verse goes hard, and second, because this ability reminds me of the scene where Miguel O'Hara slams Miles into the train like a fridge door when the milk's sticking out. Bro really got the jinxy windup, I can't lie, but as it turns out, this move deals a snowball's worth of damage. So Dagon retreats from the fight, and Cal heads back to Deeze's saloon, where he regroups with Bode and Deeze and recruits them for his mission to reach Tanalorr. The trio head for Tatooine in search of info, and instead find what every man truly searches for. Will Cal have enough game to get Merrin? What is the final tool used in the run? Find out next time in part 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have a few announcements to make. There is now a Discord server, not too sure what's going to happen in there yet, but it'll be good. Second, if you play Clash of Clans, I'm helping start a channel called Ragespelled for coaching and Clash of Clans memes. Links to everything will be in the pinned comment. I can't give a good estimate on part 2, but it will definitely be this year. In other words, see you in 2034.